There's the Glowforge. This is the computer I'm using to set up. I think these other computers are connected too. I'll be doing one-handed typing. So when you sign in, just sign in as Makerspace, unless it's already signed in as Makerspace, and then you don't have to. Oops. So the username is Makerspace, and guess what? Password is Makerspace, all one word. Then when you sign in, you'll need to get to your file. You could probably have an SVG file on a USB and you could just plug it in there, or you could do what I did and log into your Gmail. So, oh, one-handed again. Can I do it? Oh, I wasn't even in the window. All that typing for nothing. There. Okay, I'm in. Now, I have, let's see, my file's in my drive somewhere. I put it in here somewhere. Doesn't really matter. So you'll see why it doesn't really matter. When I go to New Tab and I type in Glowforge, so I want to go to glowforge.com, log in, but it'll probably go right there because people have been using this computer a lot, hopefully. Anyway, go to the Glowforge app, try to get to this page. Hopefully you'll see Makerspace right there. Yeah, it should it should just direct you right here because I'm logged in as Makerspace. The only reason I got to my Gmail account was so I could get my design. So start with create a new design in the top left, and I'm going to do upload a file. And I made this is one of my SVG files. It says it's processing, it'll take a moment. And you know, while it's doing that, let's go stick something in the Glowforge. This feels kind of heavy. It feels like, oh, it doesn't want to open, but it's just heavy. So you put your thing down here, and it's kind of weird. If you align stuff right to the top left, like we do on the epilogue, some of this is not actually in the cuttable area. So I haven't experimented with this, but I think you'll want your piece straight across here. You'll be able to line it up because there's a camera that you can see that'll help you do this. Also, the pieces on here can only be 20 inches by 11 inches as opposed to 24 by 12. So there it is. The camera has already picked this up, and here's my file. And I could engrave part of this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to right click, going to ungroup. I'm going to get rid of this because all I want to do is just do a little, oops, sorry. Maybe you haven't seen this. I right clicked and I ungrouped, and I'm clicking on the J in the middle. I want to just delete it. So delete. Now I've got a circle. I'll make that a little smaller. I'm just doing some circular test cuts just to see if this is, if my settings are right. So the settings, I've messed around with this a little bit. We have the nice smooth stuff that's smooth on both sides, this Luon that I think is more like 0.117 inches, and then we've got the slightly rougher stuff that's kind of nasty-ish on one side and not really great on the other, and it's slightly thicker. So for the slightly thicker stuff, which is what I have in there right now, I believe, I've been using a speed of 220. I've also tried 250. Both of them seem to work, but I'm skeptical that if it did a cut all over that everything would go through. So anyway, so here's my thing. I click whatever it is I'm cutting, and then I have to go up to Enter Settings, Manual, because this material's not in here. The power, I'm going to bump up to full power. And the speed, I'm going to set on 220. And because that seemed to work before. Now if I click over here, I want to make sure it still says 220 in full over there. And this is kind of nice. I can arrange my print wherever I want. So I can kind of move this and make sure it's actually going to be on my wood. Once I've done that, I should be able to go over and print. Select material though, do I really have to? Specify material height. Use uncertified material. My material thickness is, I guess I need to do that. So 0.119 inches. All right, so now this changed over here. Now it says I can print. So I'm going to print. And it'll spend a little while preparing. It's actually using its camera to measure the height. While it's doing that, I want to make sure that I turn on the blower. This has got a blower too. Just turn this to full. You go back and check and see if it's ready. There we go. Now it says just push the button on the Glowforge to begin. It's supposed to take 3 seconds. There we go. Now what I like to see is when I pull this out, that hole just falls out. But that doesn't seem to be happening with this thicker stuff.